Hi, I'm Steve Maher. I'm the Ergonomics guy, and like a lot of people, I do a lot of work at my home office. And in fact, more and more people are working at home. More and more companies are shrinking their physical facility sizes and sending people home so they don't have to maintain that infrastructure. The problem is there's no ergonomic training for people working at home. So what you do is you look on YouTube, hopefully you found me there, or you go to Staples and you buy a chair and you try and adapt it to the home office, which a lot of times is a kitchen table. So I want to give you a few tips about how to set up your home office to make it a little more functional. And I'd like to invite you to my webinar, which is Home Office Ergonomic Training. And what I do is I go through how to set up your home office. So I talk about what to do if you're working on a kitchen table. I talk to you about how to adapt your chair to sit in a much more neutral posture. I talk to you about how to set up the keyboard and mouse so that you're in a good neutral position. And then I talk about neutral postures, how to adapt the equipment you may already have, and then what to look for if you're going to go out and buy it. So there's a zillion chairs out there. You can spend $50 or $5,000, and really there's something in the middle that's going to fit you that's probably going to be much more efficient. But the key is having a little bit of knowledge about what to do and what's going to fit, and then you can adapt that back. And that's what the whole webinar is about. So I go through how to set up the chair. I go through how to position the keyboard and mouse and monitor to keep you in a neutral posture. I talk about standing in the workstation. And then I tell you what equipment is out there so that you can go get it if needed. So as promised, I would like to show you really quickly a few things that you can do to set up the workstation. And then in the training, we go into much more depth and go into much more detail. So the first thing is, if you're sitting in a fixed chair, the problem typically is that it's not holding you in a neutral posture. It's not giving you any extra support. So a really simple thing that you can do is get a pillow and sit on it. And what that's going to do, it's going to raise your hips a little bit. And now my head's getting cut off in that picture. It's going to raise your hips but lower your knees. And as your knees come down, your pelvis comes forward and you sit in a more neutral position. So that's going to take a lot of stress off of your low back. The other thing that it's going to do, it's going to raise you up so that now your elbows are not below the level of the desk or the table, they're closer to the level of the table. So now you're not reaching up, right? So you're not using your shoulders to hold your arms up to try and type. So that helps you to relax. Then what you want to do with the laptop, because the two pieces, the keyboard and the monitor, are connected, you tend to crumple up and look at it like this. So what you want to do is get an external keyboard and mouse. These can be Bluetooth. You can use a dongle. I have an extra USB port that I plug in that connects both of these. And what that does is it allows you to disarticulate the keyboard from the monitor. So now I can use my napkin holder, put my laptop up here, so now the screen is closer to eye level, and the keyboard and mouse are down here. So my shoulders are relaxed, my elbows are about 90 degrees, my wrists are nice and straight, and the keyboard is up here so I can see it without looking down. So those are some really simple things that you can do to make your workstation a lot better right now. And I would encourage you to watch my ergonomic training. Join me for the training where I talk about really what is a neutral posture. And we go through the biomechanics of sitting. And then I talk to you about how to adapt the equipment you already have. And then what to do if you are in the market for a new chair. How to choose a good one that's going to fit you, that's going to adjust to you and fit your budget. And then I talk about how to choose a keyboard. So I'm a fairly big guy. I'm using this really small wireless keyboard. That puts my wrists in a really awkward position. Everything comes in, it makes my shoulders much tighter. So there are different keyboards out there that allow me to spread out. So choosing a keyboard can be a fairly important decision. How to choose a mouse that's going to fit my hand, so I'm not using a pinch grip, I'm not doing this all the time. Maybe I need a vertical mouse, so we talk about those things too. We go through how to position your monitor, different ways to get that up. And then we also talk about standing, so there's different ways. You can buy an adjustable table if you have a big budget. You can buy something that sits on the top if you have a small budget, or you could use a box, so there's a lot of different things we can do. And the nice thing about the training is it's live. So I'm giving a demonstration like this. I have some PowerPoint slides that we can refer to, but you can ask me questions. So if If you think, oh no, that's not going to work for me, you go, Steve, I have this chair, I have that, and I can answer those questions for you right there. So what I'd like you to do is go to my website, Site Ergonomics. What is it? It's siteergonomics.com, and it says request a consult. There's a page there. If you just fill out the form and just put home office webinar in there, I will send you back the link to the webinar. I'm doing those currently Thursday mornings at about 9 o'clock Pacific time. But I can certainly change those. So if you or a group of your friends want to see it, I can change the times to make it work for you. But the idea is send me your email, tell me that you want to do this webinar, and then I will send you back the link and we can go from there. And it's about a half hour long, and it reviews how to set up your home office to be functional without destroying the furniture. Again, send me an email at siteergonomics.com. Go to that website, fill out the request form, shoot me an email, or you can just send an email to Site Solutions, SITE Solutions at hotmail.com. Again, put home office webinar in the subject line, and I'll shoot you back the link and we'll go from there. All right, thank you very much. Hope to see you soon.